Hello, you guys. So, yes, this is the second video. I just had a lot to say. Like, I've missed you guys so much, and there's so much I want to talk about. Like, I made a long list of things that I wanted to discuss with you guys, but I just haven't gotten about doing that. But the one thing I did want to talk about today is, I think, let's be honest. One of the biggest fears that a lot of us have when we begin our transition is that we're not going to find love. I mean, people ask me all of the time about my love life. They ask me if I'm meeting someone. People will even ask me questions like, who is going to want to be with you? Because I think a lot of cis people have a hard time accepting that trans women can be found desirable, or that anyone will want to be with a trans woman. And we adopt a lot of these cisgender fears because, we value heteronormativity and cisgender ideologies so much in our society that we take their fears and we adopt them. And any trans girl will tell you, any trans girl who's been through this game and has reached the advanced stage will tell you that no, there are more than enough men that are interested in us, men and women. Like, I've been hit on by lesbians, girl. There are enough men and women that are interested in us. We by no means are not desirable. Now, one thing that we often face in our community is that we often encounter DL men. So DL, as you should know, stands for down low. And that is basically a heterosexual man who engages in intimate relationships with pre-operative transgender women and gay men. Now, yeah, I'm just going to leave it at that definition. I'm not going to give you my thoughts on what I think their sexuality is. Now, a lot of us encounter these DL men. Now, DL men are appealing, especially I think within the Black community, because they seem very hard, they seem very intense, and they seem like the type of guy that you thought you could never get. So they're often known to be very, I don't know, like they're often known to have this type of toxic masculinity. Now, one common characteristic or one common trait that DL men seem to have is that they are very secretive about their relationships with trans women and or gay men. This laptop is driving me crazy. But yeah, they're very secretive about their relationships with trans women and gay men, and often will act violently if and when they are exposed. Now, I've been with my fair share of DL men. Girl, I could literally make an entire channel talking about the experiences I had with DL men, but I'm not tacky like that. But one thing I learned early on in my transition was that DL men, by and large, are fearful. They're far more fearful than you will ever be as a trans woman. And I want you to remember that. You being who you are, just waking up every day, is an act of courage, is an act of bravery. The fact that a DL man can't even acknowledge you privately, that is a sign of that is a sign of them being cowards. That is a sign of them not owning up to what they desire. The majority of the time, they are the ones who chase after us as though they have nothing better to do. But in broad daylight, they want to laugh the loudest. So they hate us publicly, but behind closed doors, they are doing the absolute most. I'll never forget this one DL guy. I slept with, and he was this big muscle, like black dude. And as we were sleeping, he had a nightmare. And I remember just lying in bed and he was going like, like making all these sounds. Nothing wrong with having nightmares. But I just remember, like, I've never, no one in my family has ever had no one in my family has allowed nightmares, so I've never been exposed to that. So when I heard that, I immediately turned to him and I was like, stop it. Because I didn't know what was going on, and I was still a young, dumb kid. Now, he woke up, obviously, and then I tried to console him and comfort him. And when I went back to college, tell me why this boy was the main one poking fun at me, the main one making jokes about me. And I just remember looking at him and thinking to myself, I cannot respect you as a man. I cannot respect you even as a fellow human being, because you want to act like alpha, you want to act like top dog on campus, whereas in reality, you are this fearful little boy. You're fearful of what you're attracted to. You're fearful of God knows what else. And you look at me and my bravery and you laugh at that. So just remember, sweetheart, if any of these men want to laugh at you, the joke is on them. The joke will always be on them. They're the ones, they're the ones who are dying to be with you in an intimate way, and have so much internalized self-hatred that they cannot even admit what they like. You're beautiful. You are excellent. There is nothing wrong with you. You are a beautiful expression. Another way that the universe is showing its excellent is through you. I love you so very, very much. And I hope you guys have an awesome, awesome day. Take care of yourselves, y'all. Bye.